Am I the butthole for weaponizing my femininity by crying since the teacher wouldn't stop another student harassing me? Also, I'm not in USA, even if this sounds fake to you. Here in South America things are really this bad, guys. For a little backstory, I, 15F, lost my mom when I was 5, dad raised me alone until last year when my second dad, whom I call Papa, moved to our home. Now we are a happy family of 4, me, 2 dads and dog. I'm not ashamed of my family, so I never hid it. I'm not really popular at school, so I just really told my friends and it was all good. Until about 2 months ago a boy I'll call Duncan, 15M, found out. Duncan started simple with jokes like, "Wow, which one of them is the mom?" Which I promptly told the teacher, Mr. Smith, who was like, "He's just trying to understand. If you want people to understand you have to be patient." Duncan started to escalate with, "Enjoy your time here, it'll get worse when your sinner family goes to hell." And again I went to Mr. Smith, who again was, "You can't be prejudiced with his religion, it's wrong in the Bible. He's just trying to understand." In my country every class has only one responsible teacher, so I couldn't go to another BTW. I have many examples, but this paints the picture. After 2 months of that I realized that if I wanted him to stop I had to do it myself. So when he started with his homophobic shit at the cafeteria, I started to remember the saddest thing I could: all movies where the dog dies. All the sad romance movies. Mufasa's death. The Fox and the Hound. It didn't take long for the waterworks to come. I started to bawl. Ugly sobbing while basically screaming at him, asking why he said I would go to hell, why he hated me and my dads. Just making a huge scene. Duncan started to stutter and plead, trying to make me go to class with him and talk to the teacher, wonder why. I just cried louder and flinched when he tried to pull me away. The scene was so huge that we ended up at the principal's office. Ms. Yates listened to both sides and she was pissed at Mr. Smith. She let me tell the whole story even when Mr. Smith tried to interrupt me to defend Duncan. At the end Duncan got a 5-day suspension and the principal told me to go directly to her if anything like that happens again. When we left the office Mr. Smith stopped me and told me, "I hope you're happy. You put a permanent mark on a good boy's record because you decided to weaponize your femininity. Instead of being a little understanding." He tried to make me apologize to Duncan, but I told him I would go right back to the principal's office if he did, and he dropped it. Then later Duncan's friends started messaging me accusing me of acting like Amber Heard and ruining a boy's life just because I can. I didn't tell my parents yet because they are always afraid I'll suffer because they choose to love each other and I'll not bring anything I can handle to worry them. I don't feel like I'm wrong, but with Mr. Smith's warning and Duncan's friends I'm starting to doubt, so am I the butthole? Edit, please remove if not allowed mods. I'm talking to my dads today and will ask them to get the principal with me. The comments here made me a little scared about how wrong this could go and how bad the situation was. We'll post an update if things can be posted online. Not the butthole. Go back to the principal and let her know what your teacher said, as well as what Duncan's friends are messaging you about. I know you don't want to get your parents involved, but I'd also suggest you do that. As it stands, you can't approach Mr. Smith for non-homophobia related issues right now as well, because I wouldn't trust him to do anything. Speak to your principal and ask if you can be switched to another class. I should note, the principal told me to go directly to her if anything like that happens again. It already has. Your teacher's comments were unacceptable, and Duncan's friends are being horrific. Going to her would simply be doing as she asked you to. OP needs to alert her parents even if just for their own sake. This will eventually become known to them and they will feel worse knowing their words made her think she needed to deal with it on her own. The sooner she tells them, the more they can help and the less bad they'll feel. Spoken as a parent, but also someone who knows what it feels like to worry about bothering/hurting people I care about. You're not the butthole. Duncan is discovering that actions have consequences. Yup. I've taught all age groups and everyone learns this lesson sooner or later. I guess Duncan's just learning it on the later side. Nah. The teacher is the one learning it really late. Not the butthole. Talk to your parents and try to get them to switch you into another class. Your teacher shouldn't be teaching. Yes, I know you don't want to worry your parents, but as a parent, I want you to know the biggest worry is that you won't tell us the stuff you're dealing with and we won't be able to help you. It's a parent's job to have broad shoulders and take on your burdens. It's what we want to do. Yes. If you take any of these comments to heart, OP, please let it be this one. Parents want nothing more than to know what's going on with you. It's not your responsibility to shield them from negative things in your life. Please believe that. Also, not the butthole. I'm actually internet stranger proud of you. This was an awesome way to get your point across. Not the butthole. Go back to the principal and tell your dads. This counts as harassment and an unsafe environment, and your parents need to immediately start working with the school board to stop it. I completely agree, OP, you are NTA, but you need to go back to the principal and get your dads involved. Your teacher has been allowing Duncan to use weaponized religion against you. Most likely because he is homophobic too, but not allowed to show it. Unsafe environment. I'd call it a hostile environment. I completely agree with you, get the parents to go to the school district. Thank heavens for a good principal at least. Not the butthole. Your teacher is as much of a bully as that Duncan. He's also a misogynist. Seeing how the principal already supported you, you could report Mr. Smith for those comments. He really shouldn't be teaching. Edit, if you do, and there are consequences for him, also not your fault at all, don't feel bad. Not the butthole by a long shot. Duncan was wrong and should have been reported long ago. Duncan's friends are harassing you. You need to take the principal up on her offer and report them. Mr. Smith was also way out of line, and he probably should also be reported for his remarks after meeting in Ms. Yates's office. He should never have approached you like that. His remarks show me that he is probably sexist and probably shouldn't be teaching. I highly doubt you are the first girl to suffer in his class. You also need to bring in your parents. I know you want to spare them, but they are adults, and it is their job to protect you, not the other way around. Not the butthole. Duncan is a homophobic jerk who weaponized your teacher against you to get his way. Mr. Smith is a homophobic and sexist jerk who thinks women should just let guys harass them because insert stupid excuse here. I hate that we are not allowed to cry because it is weaponizing femininity, or we are being hormonal, psycho, or unreasonable. Women aren't allowed emotions because it might make men feel bad and it sucks. But at the same time, women mostly don't get hurt until their bottled up emotions blow up. Like this girl, until they saw her really hurt by the words, did they listen to her? Or when a woman asks someone to do something and no one listens until she screams, and then it's all, why are you screaming? You could have asked nicely.
That's all for today. If you want to hear more hilarious, scary, devastating, jaw-dropping, heartwarming, amazing Reddit content, like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for more content. Thanks and have a great day.